All right, well, as we're moving along chapter 5, we've got find the quotient. So once again, that key word is quotient, which we want to remember is the answer to a division problem. So here when I'm thinking 4.2 divided by 6. Now this first part that you're going to have today is just some basic facts. And you can incorporate your basic facts because you're going to think of these as like 42 divided by 6, 32 divided by 8, 72 divided by 9. So now if I look at this one, this 4.2 divided by 6, this is what I want you to envision in your head. You're not necessarily, I think, going to need to write this down, but I want you to envision in your head looking at it that way. With the 6 on the outside going into the 4.2. Now the decimal, of course, has to come straight up, okay? And so as long as that decimal is straight up, you can basically forget that it's there and think, well, 6 can go into 42 7 times, and know that 6 times 7 is 42, which means your answer is 7/10. Same thing with this one. That 9 and 7 and 2/10. If I envision the 9 here and the 7 and 2/10, and the decimal were to go straight up, essentially like this, I can think, well, 9 can go into 72 8 times, and there's none left over because 9 times 8 is 72. So my final answer there is 8/10. It's pretty basic. So we look at this last one, 3 and 2/10 divided by 8. All right? So once again, if you can envision in your head 8 going into 3 and 2/10, bringing the decimal straight up, 8 cannot go into 3, but 8 can go into 32 4 times. And I know there's none left over because 8 times 4 is 32. So my final answer is 4/10. And you'll just need to write the answer. I think a lot of you won't need to show this work, but that is what you should be envisioning in your head. Now, as we get into some regular long division here, when the divisor is a whole number and your dividend has a decimal, the decimal just goes straight up. As this chapter goes on, we'll talk about moving the decimal and everything. But here the decimal goes straight up. Now, 2 cannot go into 1. If you want to, you can put a 0 there. It's not necessary. You know me. I don't like to do that if I don't need to, but you can do that. You think, well, 2 cannot go into 1, but 2 can go into 14 7 times. And we don't want to forget that long division order that we've talked about before of divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, start over. And if you can start over, you have to divide, which means a number needs to go up top. So 2 can go into 14 7 times. 7 times 2 is 14. Then I do 14 minus 14. Well, that's 0. Then I go ahead and bring down the 6. 2 can go into 6 3 times. And then I multiply. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. There will be none left over 7/300. And you're not really going to have any remainders today. The time will come when you do get some remainders with decimals, and we'll talk about how we handle that. But you're not going to have that situation today. 4 and 8/10 divided by 3. Well, I'm going to bring the decimal straight up. I'm going to think, well, 3 can go into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. I'm going to bring down the 8. Okay, once again, our lighting here. And remember when I subtract, like here I had 4 minus 3 is 1. When I subtract, I need to make sure that the answer I get to the subtraction problem is less than what I'm dividing by. And 1 is less than 3, so I like that. Then I bring down the 8 and I end up with 18. Now 3 can go into 18, I believe 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 18 is nothing. All right? And so I end up with a final answer of 1 6/10. This next one, 3 and 24 hundredths divided by 6. First thing I want to do is take my decimal and put it straight up. 6 can't go into 3. Now you can put a 0 there if you want. I'm not going to this time. I don't like to do that. 6 can't go into 3, but 6 can go into 32. 6 can go into 32, I believe, 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. 32 minus 30 is 2. So I put my 2 down, and 2 is less than 6, so I'm comfortable with that. I go ahead and I bring my 4 down, and I think, well, 6 can go into 24 4 times. And I know there's none left over because 4 times 6 is 24. 24 minus 24 is 0. I end up with a final answer of 54 hundredths. That's just kind of a beginning introduction to regular division of decimals, 5th grade. Talk to you later.